welcome back to the part two of Family Matters
Yes,
here
part
on
two.
Two Cheers, One Chat. I am Derry Cox.
Rudolph Thurman.
Thank you again for joining us. We are going to pick right back up where we left off, where we were talking about
Parents competing with their children.
like who does that? No, I'm just,
Yeah, and that's like it exists out there, and we don't. I don't necessarily know why some do it, but I will say this: when you make a child, and if your child turns out to be better than you, that's actually a great thing. That child came from you. Mm-hmm. So you should applaud that. You should applaud all of their accomplishments. You shouldn't look at it like oh, because you didn't accomplish something, you didn't get something done in your life, I'm gonna find a way to do something to make yourself shine. Like that's not something that you should be doing with your children. It's your children, for the most part, they're supposed to look up to you. Mm-hmm. And competing with them,
it's not it.
It's not it. It's not it. Two different ages. We had our kid years. Mm-hmm. We had our times, and let them grow. Yeah. Let them find themselves. Let them go through their own experiences. Without feeling the need to think that this is some kind of race or anything like that.
Right.
It's not like that. It shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't be like that.
Right.
It takes a special kind of someone to actually. I mean, no disrespect to anyone, but I there's certain things I cannot comprehend, and that's one of that.
Right.
One of those things that I can. Because we always we love our kids. We're supposed to love our kids, right? And we should be proud of them, especially when they're doing so well. Yeah, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
And, or that's my son. And, be so proud and supportive, especially if they're doing something that's positive. Mm-hmm. We try to teach them humility, kindness, how to share and spread love. So if you're going to you need to check yourself if you're going to be jealous of your child. That is something that you really need to sit in front of the mirror and assess. Mm-hmm. What am I doing? Why would I be jealous of my child? She or him or her is part of me. It came from me, like you just said.
Yeah.
And so it's like the mini you shining, right? So for those of you who are like that, I know some people don't like to admit it, but if you're true and real to yourself, you definitely will. You look in that mirror and said, I must be some crazy person to be even jealous, remotely jealous in any sort of way for anything that your child is doing.
Yeah.
Even if you're a single mother and your child, you don't get married, but your child get married, your daughter get married. Yeah. What? You can say, well, it didn't happen for me, but I'm glad it happened for my daughter.
That is correct.
And that's how what I would do, so for, like I said, no disrespect to anyone.
Yeah,
but if you feel in your heart that that's who you are, it's time for you to really check yourself and see that is really not nice, right?
Yeah. I think as I'm sitting thinking about it, as you were saying, that's an internal issue.
Yeah.
That's a real internal issue. And the thing with internal issues, people have things within themselves that they never settled, so it's so I feel like no matter who you see doing certain things, it's like something's just not settling within yourself. Because you told yourself, or you probably thought that should have been you, or you should have accomplished something by a certain time. So you're seeing somebody else do it, it bothers you.
It should have been you. No, you are you. So find you.
Hey,
right? And you find who you are deep down inside, you will find your purpose, right? Know who you are and move from there. You can't be sitting and saying that should have been me. What do you mean that should have been you? Obviously it's not you. And I don't mean to be rude. I don't even mean to sound rude. But there's certain things that I'm very strong about, like, you know, I have this passion to talk about, like certain things I do not understand,
right?
You know, especially in adults. Like, what do you mean that should have been you? No, that shouldn't have been you.
It shouldn't.
You are you, and that person is that person. Find you, and then you'll see where you should have been. And if no, but seriously, like, what are
Come
you,
on now.
Like, what are you like? What are you looking at? Right? Are you really looking at yourself? Right? Do you if you're in a if you are in a place where you're like, you know, mad at everybody that's moving around you, ask yourself, why am I not moving?
Oh.
Right? So that's all. We move from talking about parents competing with children, and that's all included in there, because as an adult, as a parent, why are you mad at? Why would you be angry at your child for doing something that you never did? And especially if it's something that's positive, right? That child may turn into a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever. Just the humbleness of that child, that is still yours.
Yeah,
that is your baby.
Yeah.
And so you clap and you applaud, and then you know that what the child will be so willing to take care of my mom, so willing to take care of my dad, because you know what? You embraced me for who I am.
Correct.
You held my hand. You supported me all the way.
Yes.
If you're going to sit there and judge, or you say, you know, you're competing, I got to do this because she's doing that, then you don't even know who you are.
Hey.
So find yourself.
Yes.
And that's something that we all need to do. If you're at the age where, and this comes down to, you know, sometimes family have this way of holding grudges.
Yeah.
Right? For years, they would just say, don't like her because she did something to me in 1976. Like, we're in 2021.
You know, let me tell you something. The thing about that I always found so interesting, the person that you're mad at so long, some of them are not even thinking about that.
Right.
Like, that's what I would call true growth. You know, it's true growth because it's like they're not even thinking about it, and it's like you run into them and you'll see people and they still have the same angry face.
It's crazy.
Right? They still have the same angry face, and it's like, and that person can't even figure it out, and then it probably clicks in them like later, like, whoa, wait, don't tell me you're still feeling.
You're still mad about that?
Like, man, it's like, what's going on in your life that you're still mad?
We need to, I can say, forgiving someone is like taking the world off of your shoulder.
What a big burden.
It ties into, like, what I like to say, being honest about things.
Yeah.
It takes so much away off of you.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge relief in being honest and forgiving others.
So important.
So you know, sometimes you're like, yeah, I need him to come, or I need her to come and apologize to me, or else, you know, whatever, I'm gonna stay mad. Well, I guess you'll be staying mad because some people will never apologize to you. They will never take that step to apologize to you. You know what you have to do, and I'm gonna give it to you, your advice. You know, you might not need it, but hey, everything that I talk about on Two Chairs One Chat, it's my experience. I like to say my life is a testimony every day, you know, and so I'm going to say to you, you have to forgive them. Move on.
We're gonna.
No one, I'm sorry. No one is worth you know, holding on to that. Anything, you know, whatever they didn't ask forgiveness for. It may be years, just let it go.
That's true.
just let it go, because it's not worth it. They're living their life and you over here miserable because somebody didn't say sorry to you.
Because they didn't say sorry.
Your brother or your sister didn't say sorry to you. I can't stand. Or I know there's some people, and I always believe that I'm a great believer of this, that after a certain age you need to separate yourself, because we're all adults.
Yeah.
We have to learn to respect each other. You live over here, I'm gonna live over there.
Right.
That's why I don't even think that parents and children, when they and adults, when they get married, should be in the same house. We need to separate ourselves, because then mom is going to say, what you doing? Mom, I'm a grown woman.
I agree.
And I have a husband or I have a wife.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to respect each other. I'm going to keep my mother and my father when they're old, because they're not going into a
nursing home.
A nursing home. That's what they're not going to do.
Yeah.
But we're not going to, once I'm at that age and they're at that age where they can still argue with me. Like, no, mom, you're going to be downstairs and I'll be upstairs. If I need you close to me, you will be downstairs in your own space, and I'll be upstairs with my husband and my children. We can live. We can coexist like that.
Right.
But there's a problem when we're all living in the same house, and everybody gets to watch what you're doing and say, what your husband doing or what your wife doing. And these things happen.
And you putting in your little opinions about certain things. So it's like you wait till this person turn the corner and you like tap them like, I saw this. What happened there? Like, that wasn't nice. Now you interfering in that relationship.
Boundaries. We have to have those, and we can go on and on and on and on about that. But basically, today's topic was about family matters and saving and planning for the future, and manners, and how we talk to her kids about being respectful with the people and out there, and adults, and being kind, and also we talk about parents that may be jealous about their children, and we shared our thoughts and ideas about that, and
I think one of the other things that we wanted to jump into was like parental guidance. A lot of times you see a misguided child like out there, and you see that they're going down a certain path, and we become very judgmental, but we don't know the root, right? We don't know what kind of guidance they're getting from home, or if they're getting any kind of guidance from home at all. So can you just imagine you're not getting any kind of guidance, and the child is depending on somebody from the outside of their home, to give them what they should be getting in their home. So they're not getting that, and they could be getting the wrong teachings. And I think some parents, not all, I think some parents, they be looking for like easy way out, so it's like, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, because I want an easy life, for myself. Selfish mentality, because it's like, I think some look at it like, I live my years, I had my hard times and stuff like that, and you're trying to shorten your responsibilities, and you don't even understand like how that could like really like affect your child, but you should have. That's why when I was talking about things that you should have like in your home before, like what we were saying, like structure, and but that open door policy,
right.
Amongst each other, because to tell you the truth, nobody wants to be in the dark about certain things. If we all living in the home, your child could be a very dangerous child, but just not in your eyes. Right. So it's like they able to keep their composure and be a certain way. When they're at home, they study you, they know how you are. Now they leave their house and they're a totally different person, and it's because of the lack of relationship communication that you may have with your child. And I mean, everybody needs to do their part parents, mothers, fathers, everybody needs to do their part, and make sure that you keep things tight knitted. Because when you don't, everything is all scattered.
Yeah. Support. That's important to try your best to give the right guidance. I mean, I would say when their kids leave the door, at least I'll start to say the foundation, proper foundation. Would you teach them in the door, inside the home? They can take for years. They take right throughout their lives.
Yeah.
Right, and they'll remember those things. Even when they get their families and stuff. But we also know that sometimes when the kids step out, they do whatever they want to do.
Whatever. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you say behind those doors. The basic things we can teach them is humility, about humanity, caring for others, respecting themselves, respecting the fact that they're walking through the door from your house. It's kind of like people would look to see, people kind of think of, society would judge you.
Right.
Like, let me see, that's probably where, they probably get it from their mother or their father.
Yeah.
Not always do they.
Nah.
They get it from social media.
Yes.
They can get it from a lot of different places. But the foundation you create in your home and the way you carry yourself, the way, like I said, respect for the kids too. Like, I'm going to respect you, you got to respect me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's going to go both ways.
Yeah.
And you are a representation of every time you walk out this door. Whether you believe it or not. What you do out there is a reflection of me. That's what people are going to judge you by. And we can't stop society from thinking what they want to think. Right. And how they want to how they choose to judge you. So the only thing we can do is try to instill good quality in our kids as much as we can, a little at a time. I know a little as a time a time.
Yeah,
I know sometimes we are busy with our own lives and all this other stuff, but we got our little mini me's to think about, right?
We do.
We could be single, we can be co-parenting, whatever the case is. Foundation. It's like me, I had a foundation of always having God in my life, whether I did what I did and make crazy decisions.
Yeah.
That foundation still remained.
Yeah, you got something to stand on.
Yes, that foundation still remained. I am not going to tell anybody to join any religion or whatever. I believe in a relationship most of all.
Right.
And I love all kinds of people. I don't care. I don't care. Only thing I can do is make my life a reflection of my beliefs and how I treat you and how I talk to you and how I, all of those things. So it's the foundation, right? We might not have the most of the time, that we need. Because their lives are so busy. The world is going in all sorts of direction. But we can teach the basic things in life, the things that can stay with our kids throughout their life.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we've been through. Because I'm not looking at anything I went through to teach my child or to share with her. I embrace her individuality. I embrace my son's individuality. And I want them to know themselves. I want them to find themselves.
Yeah.
The foundation, as I always go back to, is God.
Yeah. I mean, what can we do without him?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, he's the giver of life, and I want to also say that that I think that some parents, they really have to break those selfish ways, within themselves. Like, your struggles don't have to be your child's struggles,
Right.
And it's if you sit and you look at your life and you think about whatever hardships you may have encountered, I don't know how you, as a parent, it's fine within yourself to say, I want them to go through those same things so they could see how I felt. That's crazy to me. no way.
Yeah, never.
No way. Like,
Yeah.
like you want to witness that within your child? No.
Especially if you know what it has done to you. Why would you want to do it? Especially if you know what you feel, what your experience was when, if you say your parents or whoever treated you that way. Why would you want to keep repeating that cycle? Aren't you, wouldn't you want to break that cycle and said, you know what, even though they did that to me, I'm not doing this to my child because I know how it feels.
And of course, and what you also gotta take into factor is, what if your child is not as strong as you are? Mm-hmm. What if they really crumble really bad? Like, you got through it, but they're still not you.
Right.
So if you're watching them go through this and you're purposely not extending your hand, helping them, pulling them out of it, giving them the right advice, no, don't go that way, go this way. You're going to just sit back and say, well, this is how you're going to learn to be stronger. This is how, like, there's different ways to show your child stuff without making sure that they purposely get tortured, through something that they don't have to. It's like, yeah, we know that they're gonna go through, they different. Yeah,
don't
it's
be a terrorist.
Like, they'll torture them. They'll put them through the torture chamber, So it's like they don't deserve that. Like, that's
absolutely not.
Don't do that.
Not. My experiences doesn't have to be my daughters or my sons. It really doesn't. That's where we teach. We show them, like, yeah, we've been there and we done that. Like, this is what I've experienced. I don't want you to be that way. I don't want you to experience that. So we have to be different. So hopefully people are listening, and if this is something that you're struggling with, that it resonate with you somewhat, and that you can make the changes if you need to. We're not scholars and professors in anything. We basically decided to start this podcast show to share opinions, speak about topics that are mostly important to us.
Yes.
We are being guided, so that's one of the key things, and so we continue to share with you our thoughts, our testimonies, and all of the other extra stuff that goes on, so that you can, open that dialogue too, with whether it be in your home, your family, your kids, your husband, your wife, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, whoever it is,
I like that you said that, like, that, that we're not scholars, right? And I feel like we don't have to be, to
like
speak.
I said, our life is our life. We're experience.
It's the best teacher.
Yeah. So I mean, you can have all the degrees and all the other stuff. Yeah. We're not gonna get into medical. Tell you go get that injection or that pill over. No, we're not doing none of that.
None at all.
Everything we're talking about is what we've experienced, or no personal situations that happened that we wanted to talk about and bring awareness to, and shine a light on it. So just wanted to point that out. I know some people probably like, what they're talking about. We're talking about what we want to talk about.
Right,
either you want to listen or you don't.
Right.
But
it's just our opinions, and I think we initially said that though, like even from like the beginning, like when we first decided to like start this, like, that we want to just have this Two Cheers One Chat show and just have discussion, right? Just have dialogue, and
to spark dialogue.
To spark dialogue, right?
Because a lot of people. I don't mean to cut you, but I'm always cutting you. And then we're authors and poets, and poet over here, and writers.
You're a poet now too.
Business owners and stuff. We'll be sharing with you at a later time about all those stuff. But most importantly, this is why we decided to do a joint thing here.
Yes.
And come together and share our opinions and our testimonies and our thoughts and our suggestions and our whatever, all that extra stuff,
Yes.
And we're just getting started. So
Just getting started.
get ready for more. Before we end this episode of Family Matters, we are going to remind you that you are watching Two Cheers, One Chat, and also my co-host Rudolph Thurman here. Who's his? AKA Poetry is Visual. It's POETRYIZ Visual. On Instagram, you can find him there. He has his first book, Pages of Potency, one of my favorite poetry book. And yeah, I love it. Like I go through it over and over, and really good poetry in here. I'm always looking for something, but
What you looking for?
None. Good.
And my co-host right here, Derry Cox, with her book, The Scars I Come With.
That's right.
That's right. This is a amazing book. I tell you guys all the time, I don't have a problem keep repeating myself because my opinions and my views on this book has not changed. It's not going to change. This is an amazing book. Shame on you if you have not picked up this book. This book is available on Amazon, ebook, anywhere books are sold. Please get it now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Of course, I got you, right?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. So this was Family Matters. Look out for our next episode, which is coming up pretty soon. I think it's going to be the last episode for 2021 for us here at Two Chairs, One Chat. It's our holiday Christmas show. We're just going to freestyle, okay? There's no agenda to that. We're going to talk about our upcoming projects. We're going to talk about our holiday tradition, how we do it, being that he's an American, and I'm whoever I am. That's right. I'm from Guyana. We have the way we celebrate.
Different traditions.
The foods we love during this time, and I can't wait to dive in and tell you about all the delicious things that we Guyanese love to make around Christmas time. I actually gave up my citizenship years ago, so I'm actually an American citizen. So you have to you have to choose one. So I guess I live here now. So
there are cases where people do like dual citizenship.
Yeah, but I think that only applies to like Canada.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not sure if the United Kingdom is a part of that as well. But I know Canada, you can have dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Because my son is entitled to that, so he gets the dual thing. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that on our next episode, which is just gonna be a Christmas episode.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Christmas episode.
So look out for that. Thank you again for your support, your love. Don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube, subscribe, share, comment. We'd like to hear your feedback. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, we do.
You're taking out 2 minutes of your time, or 1, or 5 or 6, or.
Yes, please.
And
please
sooner
comment.
or later, you'll be able to catch us on Spotify, wherever you can hear. We're going to be Google Sounds and all the extra stuff, and Apple.
iTunes
Podcasts, or iTunes, all of that. We're working on that. So
yes, we are.
You'll be able to put us in your ears and go to work on the train or wherever, play us on your car and all that stuff. Those are coming out. That's going to be added pretty soon, probably in the 2022.
Yeah, definitely.
Of January. All right, that does it for this episode of Family Matters. Again, thank you for watching Two Chairs, One Chat. I am Derry Cox.
Rudolph Thurman.
And who's sitting in the chair?
We
are.